Welcome to the TIP Annual Conference 2025, themed The King's Mandate, Influence, Impact, Inheritance. Intentional parents from across the globe. Are you ready? From rocking chairs in Lagos to night shifts in the UK, from prayer closets in Nairobi to kitchens in Toronto. Welcome to the largest online parenting conference on the planet. 8 years ago, we lit up with just a stack and 5 people in the room. Today, we are blazing with millions streaming live from across the nations. This is no ordinary event. This is heaven's assignment, a divine call, a holy convocation. Over the years, we have had testimonies of marriages being restored, prodigals returning home, and children finding purpose because one parent caught a revelation right here. Remember Queen Esther, obscure, ordinary, but positioned by heaven for such a time as this. Just like her, you have been positioned to speak life into a culture of confusion, to model wholeness in a fractured world, to pass down living legacy of faith, of courage, and of bold love. This is the King's mandate to shape culture, to leave impact that outlives you, and to secure heaven's mandate. In 7 power-packed days with 40 world-class speakers, hearts will be ignited, homes transformed, and nations impacted. This is your moment to lean in and receive divine wisdom. Engage by commenting, by asking questions, and of course, by praying as you process. Transmit it, pass the torch to children, to your mentees, and to your cycle of influence. Because when the live stream ends is when the real conference begins, at dinner tables, at bedtime devotions, on school runs, and in daily choices. This is where legacies are built. Intentional parents, are you ready to embrace the King's mandate? If you are right where you are, lift your voice right there and say, I was born for such a time as this. Let heavens record it. Let the nations hear it. And let the 8th year of the TIP Annual Conference officially begin. So, fasten your seatbelt, because together we are about to set the world on fire. My name is Joy Eshimokai. I am the lead coach at Prophetic Life Academy, and I am the official MC of the Intentional Parents Academy. Welcome to the TIP Annual Conference 2025. Let's execute the King's mandate.
Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth Ogunshala. I'm the founder of Green High Schools in the beautiful city of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. I've been in the TIP Inner Circle for 4 good years now, but this year 2025, interestingly, I requested to move back to level 1, because you see, it's not about how much you know, it's about how much you're willing to become through what you know. And for me, going back was a bold step forward. Before I joined the Inner Circle, I was already, hosting parenting workshops in my school. But I got to a point where I had run out of relatable resources to guide the parenting in my school community. I literally said a prayer. Lord, please, if you really want me to help this parent in my school, send me help. Send me resources that people could relate with. And boom, I stumbled on Coach Wendy's parenting books. I must say that was the beginning of a beautiful transformation. And this transformation isn't just for the school community, it is for me as a parent. From time to time, we get our teachers to read and review Coach Wendy's books. And many parents from our school community are now members of the inner circle. Let me tell you, the impact of this is massive in our school community, trust me. From the book reviews by the teachers to our parents joining the inner circle, it's a lot easier for teachers and parents to work together. So we now have what we call shared relationships. We have shared values. We have parenting partnerships that work. It's no longer parents versus teachers. It's a beautiful relationship that exists. It's the teachers knowing the right discipline, to engage the children or the learners with. So let me tell you something. I have 3 degrees in early childhood education, from B.Ed to PhD. But I must say, even with my child psychology knowledge, parenting is not easy. Parenting is not theory. It's practice. It's daily responsibilities. It's emotional connection, emotional intelligence, emotional presence. It's showing up for your kids, making the right decisions even when you don't feel like it. And this is what Inner Circle has taught me. Inner Circle holds me accountable. It brings me back to what really matters, the home. There's a story that I'll never forget. There was an assignment we did in the Inner Circle, and we were asked to create these family values and family mission statement. My husband and I sat down and we redefined what should be our core values, and we got our kids to understand it. So one of them was decency in dressing. One day we were running out late. We're going for an event actually, and I hurriedly threw a dress at my girl. And she looked at me and said, "Mommy, I can't wear this." Then I said, "Why? Why not? Come on, we're late. Come on, wear it." And she said, "No, it's not decent. You taught us that. Decency is part of our family values." You see what I did? I froze, honestly. And you know what? I apologized. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have done that, but TIB taught me to do that. The parents can actually apologize to their kids when they are wrong. And Inner Circle reminds me to be intentional about my actions and inactions. And let's be honest, you cannot parent alone. Love is not enough. Passion is not enough. Prayers are not even enough if you are not willing to learn how to apply the wisdom. So, a lot of us, we prepare for our careers, we prepare for our weddings, our businesses, but who prepares us, for the most important job, raising the children? Think about it. So in case you're still, thinking of joining the TIP Inner Circle, I want to welcome you. It's a journey that you will never regret. It's the Inner Circle where you feel like you never knew anything about parenting, because there's just a lot to learn and a lot to do, but it's going to be good for you and your kids and their future. Trust me. So I'll be looking out for you in 2026. Maybe level 1, and I can as well go to level 2. But see you in 2026. Remember, parenting is about you. Bye.
Hey friend! I'm excited to share our new clothing brand where faith meets fashion. This is more than just selling t-shirts and hoodies. It's about wearing messages that inspire, empower, and transforms. I've got a special gift for you. A pre-order sale starting from the 20th of July up until the 31st of July, where you get an amazing 20% discount on every other place on our website. Juicy, right? Don't mention. Visit my website shop.tkconcepts.com. Browse and select from the available designs. There is something for everyone. And if you want something else, no worries. There's an option for you to request a custom design. Just let me know what you want and I'll make it happen. Please note that all pre-order items will start shipping from the 2nd week in August. After the pre-order period, you can expect your orders to be delivered within 2 to 3 business days. And cheers to a new start.
I thought I was the puzzle boss until I got this 500 pieces puzzle that I've been unable to complete. So I have kids around for the holidays and they would rather sit and watch TV all day. Well, I'm always looking for ways to engage them, and Giddy Games came through with this huge box. Everyone was curious to see what was contained inside the box. So we opened it and we saw all kinds of jigsaw puzzles, word games, and Sudoku for kids. There was a maze book, Africa World Search, Bible World Search, Nigeria World Search, Africa Map, Jigsaw Puzzle, Nigeria Map, Dubai Festival. So we got right into it immediately and started with the 500 pieces William Festival Jigsaw. So everyone immediately got busy with full concentration, including Ariana, and of course, they abandon the TV. So this helped to keep them engaged from the word search to the jigsaw puzzles. Every day they will bring out these puzzles and they will work on it. It's been challenging, educative, entertaining, fun, engaging. It has helped with their problem solving ability and of course helped to tax their brain. It has also helped them to bond and work together as a team.
This conference was born out of a burden. It's not just talking parenting. It is to awaken purpose in homes, in families. Because when homes are aligned, nations are transformed. I welcome you to this prophetic journey. It's going to be 7 days of amazing journey. 40 voices, one king's mandate. And I pray that you don't just attend it. I pray that you encounter alignment, instruction, and divine direction for your family. Welcome to the Intentional Parent Academy Annual Conference 2025. This is not just another event. This is a move. My name is Wendy Ologe, and I'm called Africa's #1 parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. Beyond all of the titles, I am just a vessel sent on a divine assignment to help you as a parent break generational patterns and raise children who reflect the heart of God. Enjoy the ride and see you at the end.
Hello and welcome to the final session of the day. My name is Yemisi Lagunju and I will be hosting this session with my amiable, beautiful, wonderful co-host, Marvelous. Oh, something happened there. She'll be back in a minute. Wow, it has been a wonderful day, hasn't it? We have had 4 speakers already today. In fact, we've had over 20 speakers in the last 5 days. Imagine, it's been such profound, life-giving, transformative, informative. In fact, I don't even know the words to use. Did you get that last session? Wow, it was awesome. But I really want to give a shout out to someone very special, and that is Coach Wendy Ologe. I really want to say a big thank you to her for this awesome platform, because if she did not hear the call and respond to that call, sincerely, we wouldn't be here right now. So to Coach, I want to say thank you for giving yourself. I want to say thank you for sharing your gift with the world. Indeed, it has been a blessing to not just me, but to thousands of families. And I have no doubt that many more will be blessed by the virtue of this platform. So once again, I welcome you tonight to this wonderful session. It is the final session of the day. Today has been day 5, and it has been sincerely profound. What has it been like for you? I would like to see your comments in the comment section. It has sincerely, for me, has been really transformative. And for me, one of the things that I know that I have gotten even in the past few days is the fact that it has just been a confirmation of everything that we have been learning in the inner circle. Sincerely, there's almost nothing that has been like totally out of place that I've never heard before, because our system, our program is well curated. It touches on everything. One of the things that our speakers for today have hit hard on is connection. Connection. It is so critical. It's so important to be able to connect with your children. And that is the first thing that we learn even when we join the inner circle. We learn to connect before we can correct, because that is the basis and the foundation for every relationship, for everything that we do with our children. Yes. So have you joined the inner circle? I'm sure for some of you that have been following for the past few days, you have heard this over and over and over. What are you still waiting for? It's time for you to join the ark. It's time for you to join this parenting academy. Yes, 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 yes. This slot, this 24 hours, there's still a 24-hour discount that is available for you. You're wondering, Yamsi, how do I join the inner circle? It's simple. If you are an individual, that's a single slot, you pay a total sum of 120,000 naira only. But guess what? You don't have to make that payment at once. If you can, yes, why not? But if you can't, you can book your slot with as little as 10,000 naira. Yes, you heard me, 10,000. And when you make that booking, you can pay the balance of that amount in installments up until November 30th. And perchance you want to join this academy with your spouse. When we say couple, we don't mean sister and sister or friend and friend. We are referring to Mr. and Mrs. Yes, parents joining, coming together to be a formidable team. Yes, to learn about parenting. So what do you need to do? Your total amount to join this academy as a couple is nothing less than 200,000. But guess what? You can actually book your slot with as little as 20,000. And once you book that slot, you can go ahead and make the balance payment instrumentally also up until November 30th. I can see that my co-host is here tonight. Yes, I have my beautiful, wonderful co-host, and her name is Marvelous. Marvelous, you are welcome. Marvelous. Okay, I think she's having a little glitch there, but she will be with us shortly. Yes, I was saying that if you want to join the inner circle, please go ahead and do that quickly. You've heard people say it in different ways. I don't think we need to start saying in different languages. You have heard it. Go ahead and become a part of this move, because it is the king's mandate. Yes, it is the king's mandate. And we are talking about impact, influence, and inheritance. That is the theme for this year's conference. And sincerely, it has been nothing short of that. Our speakers have continually come to share awesome, wonderful things. I can't even reiterate everything that I have heard, because it has sincerely been a mind shift. It has sincerely been a transformative experience. And so I just want to ask you once again, if you are still considering and contemplating joining the inner circle, please don't wait. Like my fellow moderators have said, even in previous session, the ark is open now, but guess what? As December 1st, that ark is going to be short. And yes, when I say it is short to the following year. December 2nd, if you come even with your money, full amount, guess what? You will not get into the ark. So please go ahead now that you have this opportunity. And please note one thing. This amount will be reviewed immediately this conference is over. So while you have the opportunity to pay 120,000 as a single person, or pay 200,000 as a couple, Mr. and Mrs., please grab this opportunity right now. All right. So we are ready. I have no doubt in my heart that you are ready for this session. Do you have your pen? Do you have your notepads? And do you have your water? Please get comfortable, but not too cozy, so that you do not snooze off. In fact, it's not even possible to snooze off on this speaker. I promise you. I have heard him from time to time, even in the inner circle. And you cannot sleep. You cannot even snooze on this session. I know that. So without much of any time wasting, please, team, roll out our speaker's bio.
Our next guest is a man marked by passion, precision, and purpose. A man who has lived through the storm and now spends his life guiding others safely to shore. a fervent follower of Jesus Christ, and a multi-award-winning professional. David Folaranmi is a rare blend of economist, psychologist, writer, and certified addiction counselor. After earning his degree in economics from Covenant University, a diploma from Brunel University, and a master's in applied social psychology, David served Nigeria faithfully in public service for nearly a decade before courageously stepping out to follow a deeper calling to rescue and restore the next generation. Trained by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and certified by global programs such as Colombo Plan and the John Maxwell team, David is one of only a few professionals in Nigeria recognized in the field of recovery support services. He is a passionate youth strategist, a mental health advocate, and a force in the fight against substance abuse. David leads the Live Free initiative and serves as executive director of Live Free Renewal Center, a faith-based addiction recovery facility with branches in Abuja and Enugu. Through the David Folaranmi Foundation, he is actively creating platforms for education, rehabilitation, and societal reform, especially among teenagers and young adults. He is a board member on several impactful organizations, a global conference speaker, and a certified member of multiple international coalitions, including International Society of Substance Use Professionals, Community Intervention Network for Drugs, Association of Advocates Against Alcohol Ban in Nigeria, Drug Free World, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, War Against Drug Abuse Ambassador, and International Substance Abuse and Addiction Coalition, to name a few. In 2022, he shared his personal story of addiction, recovery, and hope at Nigeria's presidential villa on the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and was featured by Divine Purpose magazine for his groundbreaking work in Nigeria. Married to the beautiful Nnenna Temi Folaranmi and a proud father of 3 girls, David continues to be a voice of truth and restoration in this generation. Please help me welcome to the stage the peculiar man himself, Mr. David Folaranmi.
Yay! Oh, our coach David is going to be here with us shortly. Yes, 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 yes. I have no doubt. Yadas, this is not the first time that we have had Coach David, and we know what we get when we hear from him. Please just begin to put it, welcome him, roll out the flowers, roll out the emojis, roll out everything that you welcome him in a dynamic, beautiful, and wonderful way. Because sincerely, if you haven't heard Coach David speak before, I promise you, you will be totally spellbound by his life, by his testimony. Coach David, you are so welcome. It's good to have you here tonight. I am sincerely honored to have you this evening. You are welcome, sir. So
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. The devil is a liar. The network I've been using to watch all the sessions since morning, it came to my turn and automatically says you cannot connect to this network. I say, Satan, you're a liar.
All right. We're having a little issue with connection right now, but I can promise you, just like Coach David said, the devil, you're a liar. This session is going to go on, and we are sincerely going to be impacted by his story. Coach David I remember the very first time I heard him speak. In fact, I wasn't a Yada then. I hadn't joined Intentional Academy, and his words sincerely were one of the things that pushed me to say, it is time to get into this arc. Coach David, over to you, sir.
Thank you. It is well. This network must cooperate because this is the network I've been using for all the sessions all through today. And then now that it's my turn, it's beginning to speak grammar. You cannot connect to this network. The network must connect and it must cooperate. You are welcome to day 5, the end of day 5 of the TIP Conference 2025. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, depending on what part of the world you are joining us from. I'd like to say congratulations to every parent who has been a part of this conference, and to every intending parent, because I know some of the persons who have been part of this conference are not parents yet, but they're intentional enough to seek knowledge so that they can have a smooth sailing in their parenting journey. Indeed, what a time to be alive. This year's conference has been an explosion of pure parenting awakening for every one of us. I can't even begin to say how blessed we are to be partakers of this glorious event. I can't quantify the value I have drawn from all of the sessions that I have attended. I am deeply grateful to all of the wonderful speakers who have blessed us greatly in this conference. May God Almighty bless every single one of us in Jesus' precious name. So recently, one of the days of the conference, I had a flight to catch. So while I was sitting in the lobby, in the waiting room of the airport, the departure lounge, I was following a session on my device and at the same time jotting down what I was learning from that conference, from that session. So on one hand, I was keeping tabs on what I was learning, and on the other hand, I was keeping tabs on the announcements to make sure I don't miss my flight. And when the flight was eventually called, I was still walking towards the boarding gate, still watching that session, boarded the flight, sat down, still watching that session until they said, you need to take off your devices. And so I had to turn it off. As soon as we got into cruising altitude, I picked up my device again and I started watching another session that I had recorded. So the young man seated next to me said, because I think he had observed me all through the point from the waiting room down to where I was at the time watching aboard the flight. He said, this must be very important to you. I said, oh, yes, it is. Oh, this is life. He said he saw it on his wife's status, this intentional parenting thing and all of that. And I said, yes, it is. And he said something. He said, well, he saw it and his wife invited him, but he wasn't interested in joining. And I said, why? He said to me that because he saw that there are 40 speakers. And for him, he felt, why should there be 40 speakers in a conference? It is information overload. And when he said that, every part of me wanted to tell him, sir, you will be all right. But then another part of me said I shouldn't say that. And I said to him, I said, listen, at the intentional parents, we don't give out information, right? If you want information, you can go to Google. There's a lot of information you can get on Google. But on the intentional parents, during this conference, what we are dishing out is life. What we are dishing out is light. Light to dispel every darkness around our path. And he was staring at me. He said, really? I said, yes. I said, so this is not information that I'm listening to. I'm listening to pure light and pure revelation from heaven. Because some of the things we have heard in this conference, you can't find it on Google. Did you listen to Coach Chiodoze's session? The things he was saying, have you heard those kind of things before? Can you find those kind of things on Google? Did you listen to Coach Etima yesterday? How you can't find those things on Google? You can't search for it. This is impartation. Someone says not information. Yes, it is impartation, not information. It's a journey of light that dispels darkness. And I said to that man that day on the flight, I said, you cannot have enough of light because the entire world rests in darkness. Even the sun comes to dispel darkness, but it moves away and then we're back in darkness. So you need continuous light. And that is what we find in the Intentional Parents Academy. Thankfully, we are on this conference that has given us so much light, so much light. And I want to advise, just like the introduction was saying, if you are not in the ark, run into the ark while you can. Because what you are getting from this conference is a small part of what you will get when you become a yada. You heard all of the information, all of the discount and all of that. It is the 200,000 they say for couples is nothing compared to what you will get. It is nothing compared to what you will get. So if you are not in the ark, I suggest you run as fast as you can into the ark. My friend and brother Kochebuka will say flood is coming. As far as I'm concerned, the flood has come. Most of us as parents are already drowning in the flood, but then the ark door is still open. Make your way to the ark, register to be a yada, and then you can jump into safety and receive the light that we have been receiving. As for me and my household, we are going to be yadas for life. And that is what I want from every single person who is following us to this day. And that brings me to the kingmaker herself. I want to say a big thank you to my mentor, Coach Wendy Ologe, for everything you have done for me, everything you are doing. Giving me an opportunity to speak at this conference is one of the latest in the series of opportunities you have given me to ride on your wings. Coach Wendy Ologe is indeed a kingmaker. Look, please allow me to just tell a short story. I mean, we have been listening to many speakers, so if I tell a short story, it's not going to affect the conference in any way. Many years ago, to be precise, on the 5th of December 2021, we had the TIP Summit in Abuja. I flew into town and I went straight from the airport to the summit venue with the intention of coming to listen to Coach and all the other beautiful speakers that were, scheduled to speak that day. And then when I got to the conference venue, the gov he had a nice camera on. I think it was on cameraman duties that day. And then I greeted him and I just went to the back of the auditorium. And then Coach was speaking. Coach Wendy was speaking. And then when she finished, she saw me and she beckoned on me to come to the front. I say, hey, I've entered one chance. Why did I come for this conference? Why did I come for this summit? She said, no, David, come. And I had to get up and I had to start walking to the front. And I remember very well, there were several people wondering, who is this person that Coach Wendy is calling out to come and speak? And I was so, so not ready. But, she saw something that nobody else saw. A lot of people had seen me and just felt, why is Coach Wendy calling this? I mean, this guy was a drug addict. Why is she calling him to come and speak? I could see the disdain in the eyes of some people. But what they didn't know is that as the last born of Coach Wendy, I am a very special son to her. And then I spoke that day for a few minutes. I joined the panel session, and that caused a shift in my career. That caused a shift, a positive, in fact, that was a turning point in my career. And everything I am today, I owe to God first, and then to Coach Wendy Ologe, because indeed she is a kingmaker. Indeed, she is a kingmaker. So I want to say a big thank you to you, ma. And of course to the God. There's no way I can do this without saying thank you, sir. That's the only man that you can learn something from without him even speaking. If you stay near him long enough and you study him for a few minutes, you're going to learn something. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the entire team at TIP. I see how hard you guys are working. Thank you very much for all you do for us and for humanity. So, to our theme, the King's mandate. The King's mandate. What is a mandate? We've had several definitions, several teachings, but permit me to say a mandate is a divine instruction, an assignment, or an order to do something. So, this year's TIP conference is spelling out our assignment as parents in terms of impact, influence, and inheritance. A mandate is a divine instruction, an assignment, or an order to do something. So this conference is spelling out our assignment as parents in terms of impact, influence, and inheritance. Parenting is not a side job. It is an assignment, a divine mandate, a generational project. In the economy of destiny and legacy, parents are the architects, laying the invisible yet undeniable foundation on which their children stand. We're talking about impact, influence, and inheritance. This challenges us to reimagine our roles beyond provision and protection to shaping destinies with intention, because as parents, we are not just raising children, we are raising legacies. We are raising legacies. Our assignment isn't simply to pass our genes on. It is to pass on values, vision, and virtue. Our assignment is not just to pass on genes, it is to pass on values, vision, and virtue. I've always said, because I've heard from Coach Wendy, The greatest job we have as parents is not provision for the best education, but character formation for our children. I hope we know that parenting is not about raising obedient kids. It's not enough to raise an obedient kid. Are you raising a responsible adult? Are you raising a 360-degree adult? Now, let's go to the mandate of impact very quickly before I go into my topic for today. Impact is the visible evidence of parenting. Yes. So you can't parent accurately without providing impact. It is how your presence shapes your child's life even when you are not there. Even when you are not there. It is not what you do for them, it is what you deposit in them. Too many of us as parents are more interested in what we do for our children rather than what we deposit inside of them. Some of the ways we can create impact in our children's lives is through our presence over our presence. Coach Ologe has taught us severally that our presence is more important than presence. Those simple daily dinner conversations, some of these things can shape emotional intelligence better than those expensive gifts you give and then you are absent. Simple rituals like bedtime stories, morning prayer walks, these leave deep impressions in the lives of your children, create long-lasting impact. Of course, another way to create impact is by speaking life and identity into your children. Our words as prayers are seeds. A prayer's affirmation becomes a child's internal narration. A parent's narration becomes a child's internal narration. Tell your children who they are before the world tells them who they should be. This is your responsibility. This is a duty as a parent. When you want to create impact, you must tell your children who they are before the world tells them a distorted version of who they are, who they should be. And of course, in creating impact, you must model positivity. Children do not follow instructions anymore. They follow examples. They follow examples. Do you keep your promises? Do you apologize when you are wrong? Do you handle pressure with grace? They are looking at you and they are copying you the way you do these things. The greatest impact comes not from preaching values, but practicing them. Enough of the preaching. Enough of the preaching. Our children will figure us out sooner or later. Yes, our children will figure us out sooner or later. If you are saying what you are not practicing, they will eventually find out, and the repercussion will be something you cannot handle. Especially when they start to rebel against what you are saying. You start questioning yourself and questioning your parenting, and you forget that you were preaching what you were not practicing. And then let's talk about influence. Influence is silent authority, the invisible pull that shapes your child's choices when you are not around. Again, I'm talking about when you are not around, what happens? When you are not around, what happens? Because by design, we are going to live this world before our children, right? That's the way God has designed it. As parents, we should live before our children. So while you are not physically present, even though you are still alive, you are not physically present, let them practice what they will do, how they will survive when you are gone. Yes. So is there enough pull, that shapes your child's choices? So when mommy is not there, when daddy is not there, are they willing to do what is right without you being there presently? That's influence. If you don't influence your children, I heard one of the speakers say, your children must face influence one way or the other. Either through friends outside, either to their teachers, social media, everything. Anyway, they will face some form of influence. So if you don't influence your children, someone else, and those people may not have good intentions. When the moderator talked about connection, that's one of the ways we can influence our children. Build a culture of connection, because you cannot influence a child you have not connected with. Influence thrives when connection flows. Now listen, there must be an influence as a parent to your children before they can influence their own generation. And if you want to influence your children, you must connect with them. If you want to influence your children, you must connect with them. You must connect with them. You want to connect with your children, ask them open-ended questions. Listen with your eyes and your heart, not just your ears. Sometimes parents are listening with their ears, but their hearts are not there. Connection for influence does not happen by chance. It takes intentionality. It takes intentionality. Be vulnerable, because vulnerability builds trust. Teach your children how you overcome fear, how you handled failure, or how you made tough choices. In this part of the world, all our parents came first. I wonder which parent came last. If you are there on this table, may the Lord forgive you. Go back home and tell your child that you came second to last. The world will not end. Tell him or her how you overcame that failure and became the person you are today. Stop saying you came first. Stop saying you came first. The only time you took second was when you were sick, and then it was only 5 points they used and passed you. You are lying. And these children know. Being open and honest does not reduce your authority. It amplifies your authenticity. You want to create an influence among your children, surround them with mentors and role models. A couple of years ago, I was speaking in one of these conferences, and I said, I was talking about Coach Wendy's children. And I said, look, it's easy to envy these children, but then their parents have put in work, put in hard work. Do you know that, God forbid, Coach Kunle and Coach Wendy are no more, their children will have no problem surviving in this world? Part of the reason is because they have been surrounded with proper mentors and models. Proper mentors and models. Look at the people surrounding their children. Coach Ebuka on the left, Coach Etima on the right, Pastor Ume on another side. How do they want to go astray? Your influence extends through your network. Your influence on your children, it extends through your network. Expose them to mentors and models who reflect the values you want them to absorb. And of course, we also have the mandate of inheritance. And like we have heard severally in this conference, inheritance is not just wealth. Coach Ruth told us that we are carriers of inheritance. It is wisdom, spiritual legacy. While many parents focus on what they will leave for their children, the real treasure is what they will leave inside of them, not what you will leave on the outside for them. Real inheritance is what you have deposited inside of them. Please, may we not leave an inheritance that will destroy the lives of our children because we did not prepare them for it. Many examples of wealthy people that left inheritance in billions for their children, and that inheritance has destroyed them because they did not equip them enough to handle the inheritance. So it's not what you leave for them on the outside, it is what you have deposited inside of them. How do we leave an inheritance for our children? Teach them financial literacy and stewardship. We've heard a lot from the Naira Academy. Yeah, leaving money without teaching money is dangerous. I just give an example. What happened to some of those Marco Polo bosses we knew when we were children, without calling any names? Think back. Where are they now? They left them for their children to the tunes of billions of naira, yet they didn't deposit anything in the children to be able to take care of those businesses. Whereas I have a friend whose father was killed. He had a transporting business. His father was killed, and the business was left for the son unprepared. He wasn't expecting to inherit that business. But because of what the father had put inside of him, he was able to transform that business from what it was at the time to a global business now. That business is God is Good Motors. Look at the difference between God is Good Motors and a lot of other transport companies. They left for children, and we can't see them anymore. But here was a young man who was not prepared to inherit such an inheritance, but it came on his laps. And then because he was already equipped by his parents to handle the inheritance, he was able to multiply it. Leaving money without teaching money is dangerous. Teach your children budgeting. Teach your children savings. Teach your children investment. If you are a parent, you are not in the Naira Academy, you are not following the Naira Academy, you are wrong. You are wrong, because you need to learn these things so you can leave a proper inheritance for your children that will not destroy them. Involve them in small family decisions. Inheritance. Teach faith and moral compass. Teach your children why you believe and why they should believe, not just what you believe. Take that again. Teach your children why they should believe, not what you believe. And that's the problem. A lot of us just teach our children what we believe in and not why. So they are only following your God because they are following you. Teach them to know God for themselves. I've heard Coach Wendy say severally that some of our children's faith may not stand the test of time because many of them don't know why they are in that faith in the first place. They are just there because they are under your roof. You have not given them an inheritance to know their God. Teach them to have a vision that is bigger than themselves. You want to leave an inheritance? Teach them to have a vision that is bigger than themselves. Give them purpose, not just property. Not just property. Help them to discover and nurture their gifts and how to use them for service. Inheritance is not measured in acres or assets, but in identity, in insight, and in inner strength. Inheritance is not measured in acres or assets, but in identity, in insight, and in inner strength. Now, I hope we know that we can leave a bad inheritance for our children. Some children are known by the evil their parents have done. Have you seen, or some of you might know, people that they identify as that son of a thief, that son of a drug addict, that son of a prostitute. So they have inherited a bad name from their parents. They inherited a bad name. Some persons inherited curses or terrible generational patterns. This morning during my Bible devotion, the topic was centered around patterns, generational curses. Last year in the TIP's Fathers Conference, I spoke about negative generational patterns. Today, many children are suffering from generational curses passed on to them from their fathers' fathers. That's a bad inheritance. Every generation carries an imprint of the one before it. Some of that inheritance is beautiful. That's the truth. You look at some lineages and you say, Professor Ologe, look at him, very lovely gentleman. Look at his son, Kunle Ologe, and then look at Ayo. I say, wow, beautiful. Values, culture, strength, resilience. Beautiful. But some of the inheritance, some of the patterns from generation is painful. Trauma, fear, neglect, anger, brokenness, substance abuse, prostitution. And then as parents, we watch it pass down from one generation to another. It comes to you and you're willing to pass that bad inheritance down to your children? No. We can't afford to continue harmful patterns. We must be the set of parents that says it ends with me. It ends with me. This trauma ends with me. I've seen it in my grandmother, in my mother, in myself. It will not be passed across to my daughters. No, it takes intentionality. You can't leave it to chance. If you leave it to chance, you will pass that evil inheritance to your children. Generational patterns are real. They come in forms of behaviors, beliefs, coping mechanisms, passed down through families. Some of them include emotional unavailability. That's the way my father raised me, so that's the way I raised my child. Bad inheritance you are giving to your children. Another one is flogging. Hey, my grandfather flogged, so I will flog. My father flogged, I will flog. Look, by grace of God, we run a rehabilitation center, too, actually. And then I have seen many persons that are here simply because of flogging from their parents. I'm telling you the truth, the gospel truth. Not one, not two, not three, not four. Perpetual flogging, that was all their parents knew about parenting. And it has ended them as drug addicts seeking help in rehabilitation center from place to place. Avoidance of vulnerability, substance abuse, unhealthy conflict resolution. grandfather and grandmother fought. They fought and they stayed for 40 and 50 years. So it's now normal. And after all, our grandparents did it and they stayed together. In our side, our grandmother is an understanding mother. Don't be an understanding mother or fight that inability to solve conflicts amicably. Better join the Marriage Seal Academy. You don't know how to resolve conflicts in your relationship, in your marriage. Join now. Join. Very truthfully. Join. It is not normal. You have seen it happen often. So your brain has now told you that it is normal. It is not normal. It is not normal. There are marriages where they don't fight every time. Fight. No. Join the Marriage Seal Academy. You'll see what I'm talking about. Often these patterns are not consciously chosen. They are repeated because they have become familiar. So very quickly, how do we break them? Number one, self-awareness and reflection. Look, this was not part of what I planned to speak about today. But when I had my morning devotion today and I had my quiet time, I just decided to integrate these parts as part of the message today. Somebody, somewhere around the world, I know is benefiting from this. How do we break these negative patterns? Number one, self-awareness and reflection. The first step is looking inward. You don't want to leave a negative inheritance for your child. Look inwards. Parenting is about you, not your children. We must ask ourselves questions. What patterns am I repeating without? Look, I want all of us to do it this night. Wherever it is you are seated. Wherever it is you are seated around the world. You are in London, you are in Canada, you are in Brazil, you are in Asia, Nigeria. Think for the next 10 seconds. What patterns am I repeating without realizing it? Is it the way I speak to my children? Is it the way I handle stress? Is it the way I show love? Some of us don't know how to show love. Awareness is key. Awareness is key. And if you find yourself wanting, seek help. Number two, heal from your own wounds. Some of us get into family life without healing, and you begin to bleed on people who did not hurt you. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you haven't addressed your own childhood trauma, your own childhood wounds, you risk transferring that pain to your children. Sometimes healing might be as easy as forgiving your parents for certain things they did. Sometimes grieving what you did not receive. Sometimes you need to seek professional help. Healing is not easy. It's not a. That is why when Coach Wendy says we gotta register for healing from emotional trauma, some of you think she's just making noise. She's trying to save generations from a lifetime of pain. She's trying to break the chain of transferring negative inheritance to your children. It isn't easy. It isn't easy, but it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. And when it is done, it is transformative. Finally, choose new ways of being. Once we are aware of old patterns, we can now choose new ones. We can practice patience instead of punishment, instead of flogging. We can practice connection instead of control. If you have not read Connect to Correct, you are wrong. We can practice listening instead of lecturing. Professor Father and Professor Mother. It is very serious. Small, consistent changes, like apologizing when we're wrong. I can't ever forget when Coach Wendy said she apologized. For what did she do? She tried to cook or something like that, and Ife went to the room and something, and Coach went to apologize and cook the food. Simple, and then life goes on. Don't you like that kind of sweetness? Small, consistent changes. Try to express emotions correctly. Create safe spaces. Build a new legacy. Please, in this conference, if you are, before I go into my topic, all of you know that I'm Mr. Drug Abuse. So all of you are wondering, why hasn't he started the nitty-gritty of what they asked him to do? I will get onto it. Please be patient. Please, in this conference, if you have not taken anything, don't transfer negative inheritance to your children. They don't deserve it. Don't transfer negative inheritance to your children. Don't give your children a bad name. They're the son of a thief, the son of a drug addict. Do you know? Now, this is in line with what I'm supposed to teach today, addiction and drug abuse. Do you know that there was a research by Harvard professors, and they found out that addiction can be transferred from one generation to another? So when you find out that you have addictive tendencies in your lineage, it might be trickling down to your children. Please don't pass the inheritance of addiction to poor children who don't deserve it. Let it end with you. And let me tell you something. Some of you have hidden addictions. Listen, I'm speaking to somebody. Some of you have hidden addictions. For instance, you watch pornography. It's a hidden addiction. I have a case on my hands. That's why I'm talking. You watch pornography. You get married. Then as a married man, you say it is okay to watch pornography. I pity you. I actually don't pity you. I pity your children. Because you are already struggling with the compulsion to view naked images. And that will show in the life of your children one way or the other. Now listen to how this research was explained. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are addicted to porn, your children will be addicted to porn. No, that compulsive part of your brain that makes you do things without minding the consequences will be transferred as an inheritance to your children. So in one way or the other, they'll be addicted to something. They might be kleptomaniacs, stealing, unavoidably able to stop doing it. Just anything they see, they picked it up from somewhere. Men go into marriages masturbating. You know that you are masturbating and went into marriage without getting healed from it. You are preparing to leave a wicked inheritance for your children. Oh, because nobody knows, because nobody is seeing it, it's a hidden addiction. Nobody masturbates on the main road. You enter into the toilet, even as a married man, you are leaving a wicked inheritance for the children. Because that addicted brain is going to be passed down to them one way or the other. Please don't leave a wicked inheritance for your children. So, let us close now with my topic for today: positioning yourself as your child's first protection line against drug abuse. Very important. Very important. Very important. Some of us might ask, Parental conference, the King's mandate, influence, impact, inheritance. Why drug abuse again? It is because we are carrying out the mandate of a king. And the Bible says in Proverbs 31 verse 14, it is not for kings, oh Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine or for rulers to crave liquor. A king begets a king. If you are a king and you are begetting a king, you are not to be found drinking wine or liquor. It's not David that said it. Check Proverbs 31 verse 14. No, it's not. Yes, some of us, God has blessed us so much. We've built magnificent homes. We don't know how to design it anymore, so we design a bar inside. And you put your Hennessy and vodka and champagne inside. Well done. You are leaving a wicked inheritance for your children. If you have bar that has alcohol, go and remove, go and clear it out. If you must keep the bar there, put Zobo and tiger nut milk and water and healthy choices inside the bar. Yes. Because you are leaving an inheritance for your children. Last year during the conference, I shared a story. I'll share it again. I went to a school in Lagos to speak on drug abuse and drug abuse prevention. I finished speaking. 3 girls came out to me. The middle one, I saw her crying. The moment I saw her, I knew there was a problem. What's the problem? She said she has to talk to me after she has heard me speak. She must say something. I said, what is it? She said she's addicted to cocaine. And now this is one of the most expensive schools in Lagos. Schools that have the rich of the rich, their children are there. So I said, you're addicted to cocaine, okay? And it's a boarding school, boarding. I said, how did it start? She said, sir, 2 years ago, I picked up Hennessy from my father's closet. My father was not around. He was in Abuja. He's a politician in Abuja. And I started drinking it. And I shared with my friends in the estate. And then one of them gave me marijuana. And then I started using alcohol and marijuana for 2 years without my parents knowing. And eventually, I went to school. And then it's moved up to, yes, a bar should be replaced with a home library. Thank you very much. I like that. A bar should be replaced with a home library. So it moved up to cocaine. And then when I looked at her, because of how, big and developed she was, I thought she was like 16 or 17. So in my heart, I was hoping she had gotten to 18. And I, summoned the courage to ask her, so how old are you? And she said she was 13. Meaning she started drinking at the age of 11. That father left a wicked inheritance for her. Addicted, it didn't stop there. Liver problem, kidney problem, had to be flown to India at the age of 13 because of a father who left alcohol for his daughter. Why are we talking about drug abuse? We are witnessing an unprecedented decrease in the age of initiation into drug use. Recently, a 14-year-old was brought to my wife and I. I was in shock. The young boy was already showing, the young boy was shaking. You ask him a question, you ask him a question, 14. I said, what is happening? He said, sir, I've not smoked. The mother said, I believe him, he has not smoked. I said, so what is wrong? We ran a test on him, and the result of the test showed that he was positive for THC. That's the primary component of marijuana. But there is this in your system, very high levels, showing very highly. He said, but I have not smoked. I said, but it's in your system. And then he told me how in his school, another bourgeoisie school, a student was selling cakes that was laced with marijuana. Cakes that was laced with marijuana within the school premises. We went to that school to carry out an investigation. 25 in that class, 19 of them were on drugs. A class of 25, 19 of them were on drugs. And you say, coach should not talk about drug abuse? It is destroying lives on a daily basis. We had the Lagos TIP summit, and we were praying as a team downstairs. I got back up, I saw a plethora of missed calls from one of the deans of one of the universities in Enugu State. I picked it up. He said, David, coach, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. I said, what's the problem? He said, 2 girls have just overdosed. 2 girls have just overdosed. Overdosed in a hotel. Lied to their parents they were going to school because this was during holiday period. Lodged into a hotel, used drugs to stupor. It took the interference or the intervention of a smart hotel attendant who said that these girls have been here for a couple of days. No visitor, no phone call, no order for food, no order for water. He went to knock, there was no answer, took permission from the hotel manager, got into the room and found them there, passed out. 2 girls. And then you talk to the parents, they say, we've done all we can. That is why we're having this session this night. So I can tell you 1 or 2 things that you have not done yet. Drug abuse is tearing families apart. I've seen so many families broken because of the children who are using drugs and the parents don't know how to handle it. There's been an increase in deaths by overdose. From several quarters, people are dying from substance use. I told the story of a young chap who died early last year, addicted to the drug Parental. When he died and the post-mortem was being carried out, we discovered that he was injecting his penis. With pentazocine. This guy was less than 16. Addicted to the substance to the point of injecting his own penis until he died. So there's a reason why we are doing this. There's a reason why we are raising this awareness. There's a reason why we are shouting. You should prevent substance use in the family. We have a pandemic on our hands, And as kings, we must rise up to the occasion. Listen, we can't delegate this to the government. I spoke to the NDLA boss about 2 years ago, face to face. I said, sir, you don't have enough manpower to tackle what we are going through with drug abuse. That's Buba Marwa, retired. He looked at me and said, David, keep doing what you are doing. Just keep doing what you are doing, because truly, we don't have the resources to do it. Yes. Yes. As kings, we must rise up and protect our children from falling victim to this pandemic. We can't delegate it to the church. The church has her hands full.
Wow, we lost him for a few minutes there. I'm sure it's some network issue, but I trust he will be back on shortly. Yes, I can see my co-host, Marvelous. You're welcome.
Thank you, Yemisi. Thank you, Yemisi. It has been really crazy from my end with the network, but I am glad I am able to be here. In fact, Coach David has been giving it to us hot. Someone said sleep has cleared from my eye. In fact, there is no way sleep will be your eye listening to this kind of things that Coach David is saying. Amazing. From his introduction down to this very point has been on point. It has been a blast. Starting from the fact that here in TIP, we don't just give information, we share light. Who can ever be tired of light? I mean,
exactly.
If you ever get tired of information, can you ever be tired of light? How many of you are on your feet? Let me see. How has it been for you? How has it been so far?
In fact, sincerely, I have not seen Coach David in this dimension. He came in a different dimension today. As in starting, as in that phrase.
Absolutely.
Are you passing on a wicked inheritance to your children? It makes you question yourself. It makes you question your choices. It makes you question and say, really, what am I handing over to my children? It's not just about the drug issue now, but what inheritance are we passing on? Marvelous. What inheritance? Wow.
This is a very valid question.
Oh, I think we have him back on.
Okay, welcome back, Coach David. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Once again, network, you're a liar. Network that I used to watch all the sessions of today is my turn is deciding to misbehave. Devil, you are a liar. Devil, you are a liar. Devil, you are a liar. Yes, we're back. So, what are you living? What are you living? Where was I? I'm not even sure where the thing went off. So let's quickly go into some of the ways parents contribute to drug abuse. Number one, and I'm using, you see why I say we don't find these things on Google and whatever. We're on the field though. We are on the field. We see parents every day. So we are using some of what we experience on the field to bring knowledge and light to you. Inconsistent parenting. That's number one. Inconsistent parenting. That is one of the reasons why children go into substance use as a result of their parents. Inconsistent parenting is a breeding ground for confusion. Inconsistent parenting occurs when parents are not in agreement. See, even before I got this far in my work, I have been observing this for a long time. Yes, one parent says no, the child goes behind to talk to the other parent, and the other parent says yes. You are setting trouble for yourself. Part of the warning signs include mixed messages on rules and consequences, lack of a united front when dealing with behavioral issues. We've seen this way too many times. One parent undermining the authority of the other parent. You need to join the Married Seal Academy. What does this cause? Emotional confusion for your children. Children crave structure. We've heard that from Coach Wendy Ologe. Systems and structures. When boundaries shift consistently, they feel unsafe and anxious. And anxiety is a risk factor for substance use. So look at the connection. How inconsistent parenting can lead to substance use in the long run. So we must be careful. Manipulation tactics. Children may exploit parental disagreements to get their way, including experimenting with drugs. Parents, you must have a united front if you want to safeguard your home against drug abuse. Enough of inconsistent parenting. And some of you that are involved in this inconsistent parenting is still because of a lack of healing. A lack of healing from your own inner, from your previous hurts. So you now want your child to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. So you can't even stand firm and in agreement with your spouse to do what is right. When mom says no, dad says yes, the child learns to choose what feels good and not what is right. That's number one. Number two, enabling parenting. I've seen this too many times. I'm tired of seeing it. I am tired of seeing it. Enabling parenting. Enabling parenting is when a parent knowingly, now guess what? Or unknowingly. So even ignorance is not an excuse. When you unknowingly support or ignore a child's destructive behavior, including drug use, you are an enabler. You are an enabler. Sit down where you are and think. Do your head like this. Think. Am I enabling Joshua's drug use? Am I enabling Junior's drug use? Think. You are an enabler. You give money more than a child needs per time. You are laying a bed of thorns that you will sleep on. Sometimes parents send their children to me, and then I create an environment where the child can now gist with me. And then I ask for their pocket money in university. One young boy told me it's 350,000. I said, what? You did teach them how about money. You give them 350,000. That money must be used on something now. It must be used on something. Enabling parenting. It can happen knowingly or unknowingly. Knowingly or unknowingly. You ignore the signs of drug use. Some of you say it is just a phase. Somebody say it is a rite of passage. In Guano, rite of passage. Rite of passage. You make excuses for the child. Oh, he's stressed at school. One of them that they brought their child from overseas said, do I know that the schooling system there is very stressful? That they even give them smoking break. Yes, they give them smoking break. So because they give them smoking break, push your own child to smoke. Push your child to smoke. He's stressed at school. Give him money without supervision. Bill Gates, Elon Musk. What's the name of the other people? Dangote, well done. Refusing to enforce consequences for bad behavior. Well done. That's enabling. We did a drug test for somebody who the mother traveled to bring to our facility for a simple drug test. We finished the drug test. The guy was positive for alcohol. The mother said, thank God, it's only alcohol. I looked at her and I said, you are laying a bed of thorns and you will lie down on it. So
Wow, this network, you must behave yourself tonight. Did you hear that? How have we been
professional and eagle-eyed access control, and we were able to spot it. I was so irritated. I was so mad because I know how much of my personal effort I had put into that young person. What about the young boy who said we came to our facility, we told them that they are going to wash plates. He said they are not going to wash plates. The mother said they cannot wash plates. We cannot be paying for rehab and our child will be washing plates. The mother carried the boy and went. Unfortunately, the boy died. He died. He was in a car with other drunk friends and they ran into a packed vehicle. Because an enabling mother, a mother, where's Kochebuka? A mother that wants to marry her son and give breast to the son because they did not allow him wash plates. You come to our rehab, you wash plates. We don't have washing machine. We don't have an adult, a 47-year-old that they brought. This is just 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, was asking us for washing machine. Is there no washing machine? So you see that the parents has left a terrible inheritance for him. A terrible inheritance for he's waiting for. At 47, he's in rehab and he's asking for washing machine. You know, I just whispered to my wife that this one, his way is still long. Another one came and the mother said, can they put TV and PS inside the room? Can they put TV and PS inside the room? Sometimes when we say these things, it sounds like jokes, are we? But this is actually what is happening. Enabling parenting, you are the cause of your child's problem. Leaving a negative inheritance for them. It shields children from the consequences of their action, sends a message that their behavior is acceptable or not serious, prevents them from learning accountability and responsibility. Enabling. You see, the problem is, Coach Wendy is so complete when it comes to parenting. She's so complete. The global #1 world parenting coach. There's no second or third. The next one is fourth. Enabling, and I heard this from her many years ago. Enabling feels like love. It feels like, I heard this on the Tuesday live, I'm talking of 4 or 5 years ago. It feels like love, but actually it is fear in disguise. Enabling feels like love, but it is fear in disguise. Fear of conflict because you don't know how to resolve one. Fear of losing control because you are not complete in your parenting. Or fear of rejection by your children. We can't go into all of that. If you are not in the yard, go and join the yard. In closing, I know it's late. You people want to sleep. In closing. Okay, it's not in closing yet to wait. Number 3 is irresponsible parenting. Irresponsible parenting is the failure to provide emotional, physical, and moral guidance, often due to distractions. Some of our parents are too distracted by what shouldn't be distracting us. We lack self-discipline. Addiction. Some of us as parents struggle with addiction. Yeah, we hide it. We are struggling with addiction. Emotional unavailability or poor role modeling. So irresponsible parenting, inconsistent parenting, and enabling parenting. 3 things that parents do that lead their children to drugs. I had 5, I'll stop at 3 because of time. Now, how do we position ourselves? How do we position ourselves to be our child's first line of protection against drug abuse? Coach, I'll just take 3 points and I'll close. How do we position ourselves to be our child's first line of protection against drug abuse? Number one, equip yourself with the right knowledge. Equip yourself with light. Come for program, you will not come. Pay for course, you will not pay. We have a course coming up, a family drug abuse prevention master course. You better register for it because it's a course for how many sessions? I cannot finish in 1 hour. Equip yourself. I wrote 4 books on instruction of coach. How many of you have bought the books? Drug conversations that you have with your sons. You don't know the conversations. We have 50 of them. Drug conversations that you have with your daughter. Do you know some of the conversations are different? Because what you tell a girl about drugs sometimes is different from what you tell a guy about drugs, especially at different stages of their life. Equip yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. There is a way to teach drug abuse prevention. If you don't understand it, you can't give it. There's a way. At Sex Educate Like Your Child Like a Pro 5.0, I mentioned that prevention starts from the womb. How many of us know the risk factors for substance use? I went with coach to a part of Abuja where we went to see the bombs. When we were leaving, she said something to me. She said, David, if you dash me a house in this place, I will not raise my children here. That's intentionality. Because environmental factors is one of the strongest risk factors for substance use. Some of you, God bless you, you don't do due diligence. Boom! Agent tell you the land is 5 minutes from airport, 5 minutes from market, 5 minutes from ShopRite, 5 minutes from cinema, 5 minutes, boom, you pay money and go and live there. Not caring what your children will inherit from that area. Equip yourself. Equip yourself. You can't give what you don't have. So gather the knowledge first. Prevention starts in the womb. Prevention starts in the womb. Prevention starts in the womb. Number 2, spiritual sensitivity. I spoke about this last year. I'm speaking about it again because it is very important. It is highly, highly, highly important. We are the custodians of our children's spirits. As a parent, you are tasked by God to perform spiritual oversight functions over the lives of your children. Fathers, wake up. It's our duty. Stop leaving your children's lives to chance. You want to be the first line of protection against drug abuse, you must be spiritually sensitive. Something should tell you in your spirit man when they're about to initiate your child into substances. We've had cases. A mother came into my office and said, her son is in the school, her son does well in the choir, her son is a good guy, but something, that's the Spirit of God. Something is telling me that something wants to happen. And we sent for the boy. We found out that same week, he was already using substances, but we're able to curtail it, nip it in the bud, because a parent was able to discern. You must have age-appropriate conversations with your children on drug abuse. Educate your family members. Educate all your children, your teenagers, dangers of drug abuse. Have the right conversations with them. Open communication. Create an environment where the children feel safe to discuss their feelings, problems, and concerns without fear or judgment. Teach your children healthy coping skills, healthy coping mechanisms. Teach and encourage healthy ways to deal with stress, anxiety, peer pressure. These are some of the conversations you should have. Please don't go to the internet and Google cocaine and heroin and sit your children down and start showing them and say, Mr. David told you to have conversation with them. Go and learn how to have the conversation. Go and learn how to have the conversation. Buy the books. Drug conversations you should have with your daughters. Drug conversations you should have with your sons. And of course, raising the resilient child. Buy the books. Register for the training, for the course coming up. Another way we should be the first line of protection against drug abuse for our children is pay attention to your parenting partners. These are the ones who partake in the responsibility of raising your child with you. Again, for all the ones that are Elon Musk and Dangote and Mark Zuckerberg, some of you have cupbearer in your house. Cupbearer. You have chauffeur. You don't have driver. You have chauffeur. You don't have house girl. You have steward. All of these things, nothing is wrong with it. God bless you, and one day God will bless me to have. But in the meantime, make sure that this chauffeur and cupbearer and steward align with your values. Now, some of you go to agencies to rent, to hire these people. You don't even know where they are from. You just trust in the agencies that they have done their due diligence. You don't do your own. And let me tell you, many of the cases we are receiving, it comes from such people, parenting partners. And it's not only for paid workers. So uncle, auntie, your uncle comes to your house. Hey, how are you? And then you leave your children with them. He's my brother. He's my brother. Your brother is not you. Your brother is, even if it's your twin. Do your due diligence. Where is he being? What is he watching in private? Have story of a young girl that was introduced to drugs by her uncle, who started sleeping with her. You see abomination, but it's true. Make sure your parenting partners align with the value.
Make sure your parenting partners align with your values.
Preventive strategies with your spouse and agree on boundaries. Understand the telltale signs of drug abuse. Do you know that these signs evolve? So if you were at Sex Educate Your Child like a pro last year, you find out that the telltale signs I spoke about this year are different because they evolve. They don't remain the same. They don't remain the same. These children are miles ahead of us, trying to make sure that we can't catch up with them. We are running, trying to catch up with them. But you see, in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 2, The Bible says that there are a group of men who design evil, and this evil is marketed. So when Coach Wendy says evil is sponsored, somebody say we're giving information here. We're not giving information, we're giving light to dispel evil. So while we are working hard and we're listening to conferences and we're paying for courses and we are reading books, we are gaining light to fight the darkness that those people are working tirelessly to put above our children. Please, 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 let us wake up. We have a big problem on our hands, but it's a challenge that is surmountable if we as parents do what we are supposed to do in curbing substance use among our children through prevention. Prevention is key. Prevention is key. Prevention is key. Prevention is safer. Prevention is cheaper. Prevention is more assured. Thank you very much, Coach Wendy Ologe and Coach Kunle Ologe, for the opportunity to be here today. I had a very great time. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing every one of us next year at the TIP Conference 2026. Thank you and God bless you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Coach David. Thank you so much. My partner was saying earlier that this year you came with a different fire. We haven't heard you speak like this before, not even in the Inner Circle webinars. My God, this is amazing. This is why it's important to update your parenting, because what you heard last year or what you even heard last month may not be the same. It has to be better. Thank you so much, Coach David. The Lord bless you richly. Let me see, how has it been for you?
Sincerely, I have shifted in my mind. You know, one thing I sincerely will take away this night is that question of, what are you handing? What sort of inheritance are you handing over to your children? You know, is it a wicked one or is it a blessed one? You know, our decisions really matter. Coach David, thank you. Sincerely, you came with a different dimension tonight. As in, it was totally different. I was expecting that drug use, dimension from the beginning. But it totally shifted our mind and brought us from another perspective. And we went to a deeper level like never before. Thank you so much, Coach David. A big God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, Daz, you know how we do it. Let us see your reactions in the comment section. Let us get it lit with the fire emojis. It's not bonfire night, though. It is because he ignited something in us. Thank you, Coach David. Wow, I'm seeing those fire emojis going on, going. Oh, a big God bless you,
Yes.
Coach David. We really appreciate that.
The comment section is buzzing with the fire emojis. Put it up, put up the fire emojis, because this is really amazing. You know, when Coach said we should ask ourselves the question, what patterns am I repeating without realizing it? I sat and really asked myself. There are times I talk to my children and then something tells me inside, this is your mom's voice, this is your dad's voice, and I quickly take correction. And that's the beautiful thing about being in the inner circle. You do not have to be perfect, but the ability to realize when you are veering off is a very important skill. Please drop your questions in the comment section. Drop your questions. We are waiting in the comment section to take about 1 or 2 questions. So drop your questions quickly in the comment section. Drop your questions in the comment section, and don't forget that the 24-hour Inner Circle booking is still on. By now, I am sure you should have been making those payments. After hearing what Coach David has said, you should already, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't say, okay, let me just see. No, this is day 5. I am sure that you don't need any more convincing. After listening from day 1 till this point, you do not need any more convincing. Begin to book your slot for the Inner Circle program. The moment you book your slot now, you will not be affected by the price increment much later, all right? You'll get to pay 120,000 naira if you're moving in alone. And if you're coming in with your spouse, you get to pay 200,000 naira if you book your slot now. Take advantage of this discount. Are your questions coming in? The comment section is buzzing with the fire emoji. And don't forget to
Okay.
follow Coach David on his social media handles. Yes.
All right, we're going to go on a quick water break while we get the team to post those questions. So let's do a quick water break. Let Coach David to be able to, refire and be ready to answer those questions. Team, go ahead, please.
Hello, I am Chisom, a level 1 yada in the UK. I used to be terrified, morbidly terrified of having children because I believed, based on what was in my society, is that you could raise children, do the best you could, and those children will still derail and become wayward. So I would always wonder, hey, what if this happens to my children since I can't control it? Or that is God who raises children, the parents can do their best, but it's God who's going to do the rest, right? But since joining the inner circle parenting group, those fears were dispelled. I could see that there were skills. Being a parent is predictable. There are skills that are needed. There are tools that you have that can help you be an effective parent. I started to understand the meaning of intentional parenting, and all my fears have been quenched. I am so grateful to Coach Wendy. Now I'm happy. I don't have kids yet. I'm preparing. I am ready for when they come. If you're outside the arc, if you're outside the inner circle parenting, I implore you, join. Let your fears be dispelled. Let your fears be dispelled. Come and know what there's a how to parent. There's an intentional way to parent. Join the inner circle parenting now. Bye.
Amazing. Coming
back.
from
That
someone who doesn't have children yet. Oh my God. If you're asking when is the best time to register for the inner circle, the best time was yesterday. The next best time is now. Whether you have children or not. Even I envy people that don't have children yet. Oh my God, how blessed you are. And like Coach will say, if you are a toddler parent, don't say, my child is just 2 years old. They've not started taking, they don't even know what drug is. In fact, Coach David said something profound. He said prevention starts in the womb. Gather the knowledge first. It starts in the womb. This is super amazing. This is a knowledge that you cannot wait to have children yet until you have. You can't even afford the cost of waiting for the child to begin substance use before you start to apply. So run into the ark right now.
Prevention sincerely is the way. They shouldn't even get on it at all in any way. And I love what that last the person said. Parenting, the outcome is predictable, because when you have a curated curriculum like we have in the inner circle, sincerely you can predict the outcome that you would get. It's not a case of if I do it will not work, and maybe there is a predictable result and outcome that you can get. Welcome, Coach David. It's good to have you back, sir.
Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll go straight to our first question of the day. I said, please, how can I help a young boy who smokes but wants to stop? Unfortunately, his family environment is not helping matters.
Okay, thank you very much. I was reading the question as soon as you started reading it. So there are many aspects to this. There are many angles to this. A young boy who smokes, what does he smoke? That determines the type of help you are going to give. That determines the type of intervention you are going to set up. Unfortunately, his family environment is not helping matters. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean that where he lives, the area where he lives, there's a high prevalence of substance use and smoking around there? So these are some of the questions. So majorly, if you want to help somebody who smokes, if the person has gotten to the stage of addiction, it's very high on the addiction severity index, the person has to be brought in for inpatient treatment. If the person's environment is toxic, either maybe he has a toxic environment or the environment has a high prevalence of substance use, he has to leave that place. It's very simple. I have people whose parents have literally uprooted them from where they are to a different place to set up afresh, and they are doing very well. So the thing with substance use is you're up against a very tall order. A lot of people will never come out of it. So sometimes when we give you a recommendation on what to do, I advise you go with it. So the simplest of your issues will be uprooting him from that environment, because if you don't, he will easily slip back into relapse.
All right.
Thank you very much, Coach. Do we have another question? Coach Wendy always says that the environment of a child is very important. And as a parent, you have the gift of creating that environment. Thank you so much, Coach David. Yes, I can see another question, Coach. So you can go ahead.
Okay, so I think I saw a question first that says, how can you help a child who has got into drug use in his school and something like that? I think that one came before this one. Yes, how can we truly deliver a child from drug abuse and misuse after joining bad gangs, especially in secondary school? So also it depends on the age of the child. There needs to be an intervention. So we have what we call adolescence substance use treatment. It's different from the regular substance use treatment. So he might need to go through some form of, there must be an intervention. It will come through therapy, maybe outpatient, depending on how deep he has gotten into, and then or rehabilitation. Whatever the case is, when this is done, we need to hand him over to a system that works. So depending on his age, we need to throw him to Coach Ebuka. It's a guy, right? And if it's a girl, Coach Etima. After we do our work, to continue with the work. Because if you just leave him like that, it's very easy for him to slip back into old patterns. How do I introduce the drug conversation with a toddler? So in our curriculum, we start at the age of 5. Yes, there's a drug abuse prevention program for as low as ages 5. And like I said, it's not about, you can't start teaching them this is cigar, this is alcohol, this is this, this is that. No, you can't do that. You should just well, there's a curriculum for it. So maybe you should join the course that is coming up, the family-based drug abuse prevention master course, and you'll learn all of that. Because I can't say all in this session. Yes. How can I get access to the course Coach David mentioned? I think my handle was shown on the screen. Follow at David Folaranmi on social media, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and you'll get the information you need to be a part of that course. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
You can see his Instagram handle. Sorry about that.
Let's follow. Let's rush. That is the best way. Yes. His Instagram handle is on the screen. So quickly rush and follow him right now on Instagram. That is the best way you can say thank you to him for this amazing wisdom that he has shared with us tonight. Thank you so much, Coach David. We cannot thank you enough. Yemisi, how is it? Are you preparing for tomorrow's session?
Sincerely, what I would just say to everybody is that, what you have heard today, in fact, not just this session, the whole day, just say, even if it's just one thought that you have learned, begin to plan how you're going to implement, because it's not just getting the information, it is really implementing that matters the most, and get enough rest, because tomorrow is Saturday and we have all day. We're starting from 9 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, 9 a.m. And as usual, the link will be shared in the WhatsApp community, so you can always get that detail as to where the link, as to when to start. The live goes on at 9 a.m. So live session, comes on at 9 a.m. So please get enough rest and make sure you join the live stream at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Wow, marvelous. It's been wonderful, hosting this session with you. Don't mind that network. The devil is a liar. Coach David got to say all that he had to share with us, even though he had to kind of, reduce for you, but we got the main thing that we need to hear. And it was good to have you. Oh dear, that network. Don't mind that network.
We can't.
All right. Anyway, to everyone, thank you for being on this late. We know it's taking longer than we expected, but it's good to have you on even to this time. Please go ahead, have a restful night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Any information that you need will be available on your WhatsApp community. And if you have any questions, please kindly go ahead and post it in your WhatsApp community. I promise you, someone will be available to respond to your questions. So till we see you again tomorrow, take care and have a restful night.
Hello parents, my name is Goodness Obie, the founder of the Exceptional Students Academy online school, where we partner with parents to help accelerate their child's academic performance. We do this through a one-on-one tutoring that is based on your child's unique learning style. Our classes ranges for those between the ages of 6 to 17 and those in grade 1 to grade 12. Our classes are mathematics, reading, spelling, sciences, languages, as well as Bible lessons. We partner with parents across the globe from Nigeria to US to UK to Canada and other countries. Our classes are after school classes, homework support, as well as examination preparatory classes. We have expert tutors that will help to guide your child and help them to achieve their academic goal. At the comfort of their homes, as their own learning time, they can always connect with our classes and learn at their own pace. We hope to see your child registered in our online school, and we are sure to give your child the best in whatever course that they are applying for. Do it to shout the number on your screen, 081 011 985 03.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and they show.
CIP police is coming for you. There is no need harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
why not?